این گلهای ایرانند، مردان از اینجا رفته و سرزمین پاکان که در آن ریشه دارند از دوریشان مینالند. زنان بی صبر و خسته، مادرانشان آشفته، در بستر سرد و تار به انتظار دیدار. دورانی سخت و بیروح، صبر و تحمل چون کوه. زنان، مردان، کودکان جویای حال آنان از یکدیگر میپرسند آیا خانه میآیند؟ آیا خانه میآیند؟
Asia's land that held their roots groans out loud, aflame with yearning. Parents,
wives,
in cold beds,
count the days.
Time stretches thin. They wait and shiver. Will they come home?
my heart's ragged beat prophecies doom. My strong son is gone. Gone, and now rumors bruit our young king's name. But not one runner, and not one rider bring word to Persia's capital. They rallied, and they marched, leaving Susa's defenses, and Ecbatanas, and safe, ancient stones that barricade Kisa. Some mounted on horses, others on ships, foot soldiers too, stepping and steady, and eager for combat, man pack on man.
This is the flower of Persian earth.
The men now gone. Asia's land that held their roots groans out loud, aflame with yearning. Parents,
Wives,
In cold beds,
Count the days.
time stretches thin.
they wait
And shiver.
Will they come home?
Persian born, mysteries, artifriends, megabates, astices, commanders, bolters, horsebreakers, fearful to behold, terrifying in battle. Children of Egypt, Suscanes, Pegastigon, Arsenes, Ariomardos, commanders at the helm, men at the oars, beyond number, helm, Lydian throngs, Patroclus, archers, clanging chariots, three-horse, four-horse, a fearful sight from lands beyond, Mardon, Mysia, Golden Babylon. All of Asia surges behind, obeying the king's deadly orders to march. lance-breaking anvils, masters of javelins, flashing scimitars. All have vowed to throw slavery's yoke firm on the Greeks. This is the flower of Persian earth.
The men now gone, Asia's land that held their roots, groans out loud, aflame with fury.
Parents,
Wives,
In cold beds.
Count the days.
Time stretches thin. They wait and shiver. Will they come home?
the army has won through. Persians, breaker of cities. The king's men sweep countries lying on the far shore. They've crossed the strait that honors Hela by binding their ships and clamping a bolt-studded road, a yoke hard on the sea's neck. And teeming Asia's headstrong lord has shepherded his flocks. God sped against the world on two fronts, land and sea, and trust his leaders, stirred rocks among men, as heir to a glorious line. He gleams, casting a god's light, but the heart of his eye darkens. The death-dealing stare of a snake, countless its hands, countless its ships, and he, while his chariot sings, has targeted war's taut bow on spearmen trained for close combat. And not one has proved he can stand up to men in a ceaseless stream, nor ever build a sure seawall to stay the unstoppable waves. Resistless, Persia's armed flood, and the war joy that crests in her sons, for God's decree, fate's age-old power, and she has long charged Persians with a holy task.
Wage tower-splitting war, hurl forward horse-drawn battledly, lay cities waste.
This is the flower of Persian earth.
The men now gone, and Asia's land that held their roots groans out loud, aflame with yearning.
parents,
Wives,
In cold beds.
Count the days.
Time stretches thin. They wait and shiver. Will they come home?
My thoughts, scratched raw by fear, wear black. Shall we wail for the wide-ranging Persians? What word for our people? That Zeus's great heart is bled empty of men. For horseback troops and troops on foot, all of them have left home in a swarm behind their chief. And all have crossed the sea-dividing span that juts from two shores yoking two lands. Here, double beds bereft of men are filled with tears. And each wife who has rushed to war a headstrong spear is left to spend her gentle elegance bereft of love. one yoked, but alone.
Look up!
Dazzling as God's eyes, a light moves towards us. Mother of the great King, my Queen.
There's a reason urging me to leave the gold-wrapped shadow of my house and room, where once Darius slept beside me. Sharpest care is clawing at my heart. It is you, good friend, to whom I speak out unvoiced thoughts. Vast wealth, kicking up dust as it pelts headlong, may overturn continued prosperity. Darius, by some god's grace lifted high. There's the reason a two-pronged anxiety sits at my core. Surely our wealth is beyond reproach. My fear centers on the eye, for in my mind, the house's eye is its master's presence. Night after night since my son left with the army he mustered, I am joined with many dreams. He is gone to Greece, bent on making it Persian and his. Never has a vision showed more clear than what I saw last night in the kind-hearted dark. Two women, sisters, one robed in Persian luxury, the other a plain Greek tunic, and both taller by far than any woman now living, and flawless in beauty. For fatherland, home, one was granted Greek soil, the other the great world beyond. Soon, I see the two of them build bitter quarrels, one against the other, and when my son learned this, he tried to curb and gentle them. Under his chariot he yokes the two, and on their necks he straps broad leather collars. And the one towered herself, proud in his harness, and she kept her mouth well governed by the reins. But the other got stubborn, and with both hands she wrenches the harness from the chariot fittings, bridle flung off, and by sheer force she shatters the yoke mid-span, and he falls. My son falls, and his father, Darius, standing beside him, pitying him. And when my son learns this, he shreds around his body the clothes that a king wears. I tell you I saw these things last night. This morning, when I risen, he took both hands in a clear rippling spring to cleanse me of bad dreams. I stood by Phoebus' altar, and soon I see an eagle fleeing towards the altar's flame, and then I see a hawk swoop down and sink its talons into the eagle's head, and the eagle did nothing, only cringed and offered up its flesh. Persians, I tell you I saw these things, and now you have heard them. The old faithful confidants advise me.
Mother, the gods live, turn towards them. And if anything you see stirs faintest doubt, pray to them to turn it away and bring gladness for you. And then pour out a drink for your husband Darius to sip, and ask him to bring from his depths into your light blessings for you and your son.
I pray the omens turn out well. I'll do all you say, but first, good friends, I'd like to know where Athens is.
Far west where the Lord's sun fades out.
My son really wanted to hunt down this city.
Yes, so all Greece would bend beneath one king.
Listen, cities that people vast Asia.
Does it feel the man-horde of an army?
Such that it has worked evils on the enemy.
Listen, Persian earth, great harbor of wealth.
Then bow-tugging arrows glint in their hands.
No, spears held steady, and heavy shields.
One stroke, one single stroke has smashed great prosperity.
What else? Wealth in their houses?
Treasure. A fountain of silver lies in their soil.
And Persia's flower is gone, cut down.
But who herds the man flock? Who lords the army?
They are not anyone's slaves or subject.
Titter, being first to tell you bitter news, but need presses me to unroll the full disaster.
And how can they resist invaders?
Such that they crushed the Darius' huge and shining army.
Persians, our whole expedition is lost.
Terrible words! You make the parents of those gods shudder.
Everything over there has ended, and I, against all hope, I'm here seeing this light.
Life stretches long, too long for gray old men to hear of all hope undone.
I was there. I can tell you no hearsay of the evils that sprang up, hurling against us.
No!
No.
No, the bright storms of arrows masking Asia's colors advance. All for nothing.
All for nothing.
Met hard in depths. The corpses piled on Salamis and every nearby shore.
No. You're saying those we love are floating, foundering awash, dead men shrouded in sea-drowned
Our
cloaks?
arrows didn't help. The whole force went down.
Broken when ship ran ship.
Rage for the
Rage!
killed. Cry!
Make love, not war.
Get our troops out.
No more war!
Make love,
Now.
not war.
No more war!
Get our troops out.
Peace!
Not war.
Now!
No more war!
Make
Get
love,
our
not
troops
war.
out.
Peace!
No
Now!
more war!
Make love, not war.
Get our troops out.
No
Peace!
more war!
Now!
Get our troops out.
Make love.
No more war!
Now!
Make love. Get
No
our
more
troops
war.
out.
Peace! Now!
No more war!
Get our troops
Peace! Now! Peace! Now!
Never
Stop the killing.
Honor the dead.
Salamis. I hate that hissing name.
Silence has held me now. Heartsore. Struck by the blows of loss. This disaster so exceeds all bounds that one can neither tell nor ask about the suffering. Yet there is terrible need for people to bear pain when God send it down. You must compose yourself. Speak out, unrolling all the suffering, though you groan at our losses. Who is not dead? And whom shall we mourn? Of all the leaders whose hand gripped authority, which one left his post deserted, unmanned when he died?
Xerxes. He lives and sees light.
A light blazes in my house. A white day after a black storming night.
But we suffered many losses there. Artembares is hammered along Cyllenia's raw coast. Dax is spear-struck and drowning. Tanagan scrapes against Ajax' sea-pelted island in Metallus. He stains his golden beard with sea-purple dye.
No. Was the count of Greek ships so great that they dared launch their rams against Persia's fleet?
If numbers were all, believe me, Asia's navy would have won. No, it was some power. Something not human whose weight tipped the scales of luck and cut our forces down.
You're saying that Athens is not yet sacked.
Long as her men live, her stronghold can't be shaken.
But at the beginning, when ship met ship, who started the clash? Greeks.
My lady, the first sign of the whole disaster came when a Greek who came in stout from the Athenian fleet whispered this to your son Xerxes. As soon as night comes, the Greeks will leave their stations, spring on their rowing benches, and scatter in secret flight. They will try to save their own skins. And our king had listened without understanding. He gave all of his captains this command. When darkness seizes the holy vault of sky, we will deploy ships in 3 tight-packed ranks to bar the Greek escape. The Greeks should slip the trap. Every last captain will lose his head. So he commanded in great good spirits.
Double-crossed by your lip gloss. It's on, then seems like it's gone. CoverGirl introduces Outlast Double Lip Shine, a shimmering 10-hour color that goes 5 times longer than the leading lip gloss. Color, flip, and shine on one double cross. Can you do this with your lip gloss? Dynamic color that goes 5 times the time. This new Outlast is gonna make you shine. New Outlast Double Lip Shine from Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl.
3, 2, go.
When sun's glow faded and night was coming on, each o'erlord sailed. And all night long the lords of the fleet kept fully manned vessels plying the channel. The Greek forces never tried sailing out secretly, not once. But when day rode her white colts, dazzling the whole world, the first thing we heard was the Greeks singing together, shouting that war cry loud and clear from island rocks. Fear churned in every Persian. We've been let off the mark. The Greeks weren't running, but racing towards a fight and sure of winning. Seemed no time till they all stood in sight. We saw them sharp. First the right wing, close drawn, strictly ordered, led out, and next we heard a huge voice.
Sons of Greece, go! Free fatherland, free children, lives, shrines of our fathers' gods, tombs where our forefathers lie. Fight for all we have, now!
That instant, ship-rend, bronze-clad, beak on ship. It was a Greek ship started the attack, shearing off a whole Phoenician stern. Each captain steered his craft straight on one another. At first, Persia's fleet rolled firm, but next as our ships jammed into the narrows, whole oar banks shattered. Then the Greek ships, seizing their chance, swept encircling and struck and overturned our hulls. Shores and reefs filled with our dead, and every able ship under Persia's command broke order. We might have been tuna or netted fish, for they kept on spearing and gutting us with splintered oars and bits of wreckage, while moans and screams drowned out the sea noise till night's black face closed it all in. Losses by the thousands. Even if I told the catalog for 10 full days, I could not complete it for you. But this is sure. Never before, in one day, have so many thousands died.
True then. True. Wild seas of loss have come crashing down. Down over Persia and all Asia's tribes.
You must understand. Disaster?
What more
I
hateful
told you
luck
less
could
than
still
half.
beset our
The
men?
next load of suffering outweighed the first twice over.
Answer me! What fresh disasters, what new losses weighted them down?
Persians at the peak of life, best in soul, brightest in lineage, first always to give our king loyalty. They're dead without glory.
How did they die? Can you say?
An island fronts the coast of Salpas. Tiny, harborless, where Pan dances lightly through the breakers. There, Xerxes posted these chosen men, planning that when the shipwrecked enemy swam ashore, desperate for safety, they'd kill that Greek force easily and rescue friends caught in the narrows. How badly he misread the future. For after Greeks were handed glory in the sea fight, that same day, they fenced their bodies in bronze armor and leapt from their ships and cordoned off the island so completely that our men milled helpless. Not knowing where to turn, while stones battered at them and arrows twanging from the bowstrings hit home, killing them. It all ended when the Greeks gave one great howl in charge, chopping meat till every living man was butchered. Then Xerxes moaned out loud to see how deep disaster cut. Throned on a headland above the sea, he kept his whole army clear in sight. And he ripped his clothes, and he screamed, and he gave shrill, hasty shouts to his whole land force, dismissing them. They fled in disorder. Along the way, our men died of thirst, died of hunger. Thirst and hunger both stalked us.
You trouble bringer! Nameless and not human! You have jumped both feet into my heart.
I am left untold of countless hearts that sprang up, hurtling against us.
The army slaughtered. Vision in the night that roiled through dreams, the cruelties you clearly promised me came true. Great eye of heaven, you've blinded us, robbed us of our sight. Why? Why lead us to future hopes only to crush us at the moment of exaltation? And my son, the great eye of Persia, light of my eye, I fear that the malevolence of the gods will break him, make him crack, and us along with him. What to do? Where to go when the anger of the gods is aroused? And you read them much too lightly. But still, there is only your advice to seize and act on. There is no regaining what is gone, but I act so that something better may happen in the days to come.
Greatest king, the Persians proud, and man's swollen army, now you have destroyed it. You have hidden Susa and Ecbatana in lowering grief. Mothers, whose gentle hands savage their veils, whose eyes rain down tears, breasts already drenched, give tongue to sorrow. Wives, Persian brides wailing softly, longing to see the men who were yokemates, stripping the soft beds where bursting youth reveled. Wail! Wail out the hungriest grief. And I too raise a grief-swollen voice. The fate of men gone, dead and gone.
Listen to the outmost ends. Asia's earth groans now emptied of sons. Xerxes convoyed them. He convoyed them. Xerxes destroyed them. He destroyed them. Xerxes the Hothead brought on the whole rout. He and his rivered house rigged for the sea.
Why have times changed? Soldiers and seamen lost, sail wings unfurled, blue dark eyes on the sea. More ships convoyed them. Ships convoyed them. More ships destroyed them. Ships destroyed them. And now we learn. The king himself runs for life down snow-blocked roads in sweeping Thrace.
How can this be? Those doomed to die first doomed are left.
Left to wash in Salamis, wave broken rocks. They are gone. Groan. Bite lips till the blood shows. Howl grief-weighted voices. Howl anguish at heaven. Dead. Gone. Hold sorrow's burden till breath stops and breaks. Flesh torn in the surge. Torn. Stripped clean off the bone. Stripped by the voiceless young of the unsoilable sea. They are gone.
Grieve your house robbed of your man. Wail childless parents. Wail in human anguish. Dead and gone.
Learn in your gray years the whole reach of pain, and those who live on Asia's broad earth will not long be ruled by Persian law. Will not long be ruled by Persian law. Nor longer pay tribute to empire's grave, nor fling themselves earthward in of kingship, whose strength now lies dead, whose strength now lies dead. No longer will tongues in castle mouths be kept under guard, for people are free, set loose to bark freedom, set loose to bark freedom. The blood-sodden beaches of Ajax sea roots island now hold Persia's hearts. Now hold Persia's hearts.
Good friends, whoever lives learns by experience that when a wave of evil crests and breaks, it is natural for humankind to be afraid of everything. But when the deathless power flows calm, to trust that fortune's winds will always blow fair. But now, for me, everything is packed with fear. Before my eyes, the gods' hostility shows plain, and the roar in my ears is battle din, not healing song. Evil's attack so fiercely, panic storms my heart. I bring my son's father the appeasing drinks that serve as sweeteners to dead men. And unblemished cows white, fresh tasting milk, and the flower worker's droplets of light sweet honey. With moisture poured sparkling through virgin spring, an unwatered drink from a wild country mother. And this, the ancient vine's new brightness, and the fresh scented harvest of one who blooms life always in her leaves, the sun-drenched olive tree. Here it is, woven flowers, children of all bearing earth, call his spirit, call up Darius.
My king, once and forever, come close, break through, show yourself.
Father who promised no evil, Darius break free.
Wake and hear our suffering, hear strange new pain. Lord of our Lord Xerxes, find the daylight out from the death mist. Our sons, the young men, all are gone.
Awake now, Darius, awake.
Trouble oppresses my people. The earth ceiling groans, hammered, scratched open. Seeing you, who shared my bed, here huddled now beside my tomb, I sense fear. I drank the sweetenings that you poured down. And you, who stand before my tomb and wail out dirges, and dolefully chant out soul-raising spells to summon me. I frighten you? Then reverence exceeds its bounds. Let reverence go. Let the one who shared my bed, my aged lady wife, cease her lamenting to give me plain account. moments spent beneath the sun. What new strange evils weigh down my Persians?
My husband, you, above all other men, were destined for a wealth of happiness. While your eyes held the sun, Persians, filled with praise and envy, called you a god. Now do I envy you, because you died before you looked into the depths of loss. Listen, Darius. I need few words to tell you everything. Persia's power, her prosperity, are completely crushed.
How? Thunderbolts of plague? Civil war?
Neither. Near Athens, the whole expedition was lost.
Which of my sons invaded Greece?
Headstrong Xerxes,
Stubborn child! Did he go by land or sea?
both, with a double front of 2 contingents.
But how could foot soldiers cross the sea?
He made a path by yoking the Hellespont.
He closed mighty Bosporus?
You see his achievement, disaster.
What happened?
The ship sank, the army was lost.
A great army. Our defense.
But Xerxes,
Is he safe?
yes, it has been clearly reported.
Too swiftly then, oracles came true. And on my son, Zeus hurled down prophecy completed. And I had somehow hoped that gods would take a longer time to work their plan. But when a man speeds towards his own ruin, a god gives him help. Now a fountain of defeats has been struck for everyone I love. And my son, in his ignorance, his reckless youth, brought on its spurt. Mere man that he is, he thought, but not on good advice, he'd overrule all gods, Poseidon most of all. How can this not be a sickness of the mind that held my son? The wealth I earned by my own hard work may be overturned, becoming nothing more than spoils to the first looting hand.
Consorting with evil-minded men taught headstrong Xerxes what to think. They told him the vast wealth you handed on was won at spear point, while he, not half the man, secretly played toy spears at home. Hearing such taunts over and again, he planned the expedition and the invasion of Greece.
And so did his work, the greatest ever, such as never before fell and emptied out Susa, since the Lord Zeus granted this honor, that one man rule vast sheep-breeding Asia, his scepter held as a steersman holds the rudder. But you plainly understand that every one of us who has held power cannot be shown to have worked such devastation.
What next, Lord Darius? How will your prophecy attain its end?
بیاد داشته باش که هرگز به مبارزه با فرهنگان برنخیزی، حتی اگر توانشان در برابر شما اندک باشد.
Beware! Mount no soldiers against Greek holding.
تکبر و شیطنت متجاوزین
Beware! Not even if Persians count more soldiers.
چرا که به سرزمین کهن آمدند.
No! Earth herself is the ally of the Greeks. implacable to pay them back in suffering for pride and godlessness, who came to Greek earth lacking the reverence to stay their hands from desecrating God's images and putting temples to the torch, and altars are vanished, and shrines dedicated to the undying dead are torn, root and branch, from their bases and shattered. It is sure, having evil, no less do they suffer, and more in the future. And not yet has evil's wellspring run dry, but still spurts unchecked. So great shall be new sacrifices of clotting blood. So great the piles of bones, even to the third generation, they shall be seen by human eyes as speechless warnings that those who must die not overreach themselves. When stubborn pride has flowered, it ripens to self-deception, and the only harvest is a glut of tears. These are the punishments, and as you behold them, remember the ancient people and their ageless culture. If someone, scorning the immediate blessings heaven grants, lusting for others, pour out his worldly goods and happiness. Zeus, the pruning shear of arrogance run wild, is set over you, a grim accountant, because events prophesied that my son learned to know himself. Teach him in gentle admonitions to stop wounding gods with young, reckless pride. I must down below earth to the shadow world. Goodbye, wise old friends. Though evil surrounds you, give joy to your souls all the days that you live, for wealth is useless to the dead.
God save us. Remember when we knew the life of grandeur and virtue under stable rule? When he whose years and dignity we honor, the all-enabler,
The evil shunner.
the battle winner, when King Darius casted God's light and governed us wholly.
Once we knew an armed force whose praise rang sharp through the whole world. Laws that steered us stood bold on towers, and days of return led men safely home. Unwearied, unwounded, the men of Persia came back more to houses that prospered. Yeah. But now, beyond a doubt, we must endure losing this war.
We are tamed. We are greatly tamed.
No! No, 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 no! Hearts I confront in hateful doom. No warning signs. Not one foretold me some undying lust for human flesh would stab savagely Persia's clans. What now? Helpless. The body's last current of strength runs out. I must face town fathers. Fathers of sons, dear God. Would that I were with the men now gone. I wish the doom of death had curtained.
My king, devote your sorrow to the skillful thousands, the sweeping primacy of Persia's rule, and the straight rows of men some deathless power cut flat.
And earth herself mourns. Listen, she cries out, wailing her young slaughtered by Xerxes, who crammed them all into the huge maw of death. For those now dead were thousands of men, the country's flower, tamers of great bows, thickets of men all wasted and withered by tens of thousands. Cry. Can you cry? Their courage kept us safe. An Asia whose mountains and plains you ruled is forced in blood down on her knees.
Look at me and weep. I am your sorrow, a sad hollow son to earth, and my fathers born to bring home woe.
There are greetings for your safe return. Bleak howls of woe, bleak melodies of woe, torn from the throats of dirge-keening men. I promise you tear-darkened notes.
Let every breath you draw sound out a din of endless lamenting. The vine wind has shifted. Heaven blows against me now.
Every breath drawn shall din a lament sounding your pain and sea-battered sorrows. But listen, a nation howls for her children, and I wring out a tear-spilling change.
It's the Greeks who stole our victory. Yes, Greeks, for whom that ship-armored war decided to harvest that black as plain night and that located shore.
Thousands. The thousands. Anguish puts questions. Where are the men who marched legion behind you? Where are the men who stood proud beside you? Where are Pharyndex? Where Susus, Pelagon, Dotamus? Where Agdabates, Psalmus too? And where Susicanes, who left Ecbatana? Where are they now?
I stalled help. I had to leave. Fell off a Materian ship. Washed sound. Wave broken rocks. There they died on that wave broken shore.
Thousands! The thousands! Where are the others? Where your Pharnavokos and Ariamordos? Where is his brave heart? And where Lord Sepulchres or highborn Lyguios? Where Memphis, Thoribus, Musastrus? And where Artemuries? Isthaicmus too? We ask you, keep asking you, over and over, where are they now?
Sorrow. Sorrow is mine. Mine. Looking with one same look at Athens. Oldest time. Anciently hated. All of them. With one same sweeping stroke, cast on the dry land to lie there. To lie there gasping for breath.
Then it's true, your most faithful Persian. Your very own I, whose roll call counted those thousands, 10,000s. But to Nopos' son, Alpistos, you left him there, with the son of Sasames, Maccabedes' son, Parthos too, and Brani Oiberes. You left them all, slaughtered or drowned. To Persia's wives you call out a roll of grief, unbounded grief.
Sorrow. Sorrow, if only I could charm back the souls of brave men. Comrades, you make me remember as you call out the roll of endless grief. Hateful, unforgettable grief. My heart howls from its bony cage.
And I ache with a longing for others. Xanthes, who let out 10,000 nomads. More hungry Anchares, too. Diaxes with another. Arsaces, horse lords, both of them. And Enidates and more. Lythemnus, my son, too, whose spear always thirsted. I am stunned. Stunned, they'll not march again beside these men, these few who came home following your carriage wheels.
Gone the leaders, set my army's pace.
Gone! Gone! They are gone! Their names become dust!
Aching sorrow!
Sorrow, undying powers, you willed this hopeless loss. Wide and chilling as blind folly's gaze.
They were struck lifelong by luck's blow.
Struck down. I know it to the bone.
By strange new anguish.
From the moment Greek sailors loomed on fortune's horizon, war broken, no, not Persia's sons.
Not thousands lost. Struck through my army, I suffer.
Great fool, what is not ruined that makes us proud?
Let's see the remnant left as my cover.
I see.
See this arrow concealing.
You are telling us something is saved.
The storehouse where shafts were crowded.
Few left of many, far too few.
You were helpless.
Greeks never ran from the spear.
War mad! They made me see shame I never expected.
You speak of defeat!
Ship-armored thousands went down.
They tore my clothes, and I saw them drowning.
Despair! Despair!
Far more than despair.
Disasters by twos. Disasters by threes.
My shame. I give joy to our enemies.
Strength is wholly destroyed.
My bodyguard's gone. I am naked.
Stripped of friends. Tricked at sea.
Wail tear songs. Wail pain. Wail me home.
Gone! Gone! They are gone! Dead and gone!
Back my howling. My thumping.
Sad voices sadly moan sadness.
Cry tune songs. Tune them to mine.
Gone! Gone! Dead and gone!
Gone.
How brutal the loss
this my grief.
Strike death notes. Drum breasts. Drum me home.
Dead. Dead. They are dead! And I weep.
Back my howling. My thumping, lift voices. Beat out the dirge.
Gone. Gone.
Dead and gone.
Gone.
Black bruising hands. And voice bruised black now mingled in grief.
Keep striking breasts. Keep cooing wails.
Wail thousands. The thousands.
Tug. Pull out white tear from your beards.
Tearing nails in a dirge.
Break ear with cries.
Hear my cries.
Rip heavy ropes. Fingers whipped.
Mourn thousands. The thousands.
And strip out your hair. Meant an army lost.
With tearing nails into dirge.
Eyes rain down tears.
See my tears.
Back my howling. My thumping.
Thousands. The thousands.
Hail. As you step through the city.
Sorrow. The sorrow. Hard now to tread Persia's downtrodden earth.
Lament as you go to your houses.
Wailing wails. Weep.
Tread soft. Tread soft as you sub out the dirges.
Sorrow. Our sorrow. Hard now to tread Persia's downtrodden earth.
Mourn! Mourn the men in ships. 3 teared ships. Mourn your son's God. They're dead.